Welcome traders. This presentation is going to show you how to master volatility with our USA top 50 stock pair stars that provide you a time-tested edge and alpha in any market conditions. Imagine getting winning stock pair trading signals delivered directly to you. Are you intrigued? So picture this, you're receiving real-time, high probability stock pair trading signals backtested to deliver an average net profit of $316 a trade based on about $2,000 of average equity risk per trade. Not just any signals, but those that land directly in your email inbox or straight into your Interactive Brokers trading account. About 3 to 5 signals per week. It's not just convenience, it's strategic advantage, and it's real. Elite selection by experts, your gateway to trading success. Think about trades meticulously generated from the proven techniques and discipline of former hedge fund professionals. Carefully curated, these stock pairs aren't just chosen, they're crafted for a strong statistical chance of success. This isn't guesswork, this is precision. Top 50 USA stock pair stars, your secret trading weapon. What are they? They're a carefully curated set, 50 US stock pair stars ready for you to trade long short. Expertly researched, hundreds of hours of backtesting, profitability, size, liquidity filtering, and fundamental analysis of over 2,200 companies. We do the heavy lifting. Track record, 31 out of 50 of these pairs are proven in live trading over the last 13 months. So this isn't just an in-sample backtest, it's also out of sample live. Seamless integration into your platform. These pairs are auto-loaded into PairTrade Finder Ultimate Alpha 3 as soon as you subscribe. The launch date, we made these available to PTF members on May 23rd, 2025. We make the trading execution incredibly easy. You can either semi-auto trade or now with Ultimate Alpha 3, fully auto trade these signals directly into Interactive Brokers Trader Workstation. And flexible signal delivery. You don't have to use IB. Receive these trade signals by email, on screen, and you can trade with any brokerage. You have an efficient learning curve by using this. Master stock pair trading quickly and efficiently. Great, let's jump into the backtest. There may be some things in here you don't understand, but if you subscribe to PairTrade Finder, we take you through a video training course that will explain all of these in detail. So the May 2025 vintage of the top 50, we used 3-year backtest and 60-day lookbacks. We used a dual layer entry, so at plus or minus 2.5, and then a second entry at plus or minus 3 standard deviations were the pair to reach that level of stretch, and then an exit stretch at 1 standard deviation for both legs. Maximum days in the trade, our time stop was 50. Position sizing was $5,000 a leg default, and you should scale that up or scale that down according to your account sizing, good judgment, and prudent risk management parameters. We were looking for a co-integration of 0.90 plus, and we'd like to see an average correlation of 50% plus on these pairs. That said, we at PairTrade Finder put a higher weight on co-integration than we do on correlation. We're looking for a win rate of about 75% plus in the backtest to select a pair. We want an average net profit per trade of at least $200. Remember, we're trading at $5,000 a leg. And we don't want to see a max drawdown above 20% over the 3-year period on any given pair. And usually we want to see it well below 15%. There were 39 industry subsectors covered. There's very good diversification. There's a very few higher volatility pairs over our 3% hurdle rate, but they're below 4%. We like them anyway. They're great pairs and we'll trade them. You might want to change your position size accordingly, however. There are some wildcard pairs in this set. We put a new focus on packaged foods and regional banks with pairs that have very strong co-integration but may have lower correlation. Just a quick warning here. Remember, don't just trade raw signals. Always check the news to filter out signals deriving from massive fundamental value shifting events like a takeover or a spin-off or whatever the case may be. So here are the backtest results over the 3-year period. You can see trade by trade. The initial account equity that was imputed in order to take at 5,000 a leg all of the signals unfiltered that arrived from this set of 50 pairs was about 60,000, 57,945. And over the 3-year period, that increased all the way to 200,816. That is about a 50% per annum increase. And then in the red line, you see the S&P 500, and in the green line, you see FTLS, which is the largest long-short ETF in the market. And you can see that these pairs in backtest, although this last bit here is also out of sample live testing, are just crushing it versus the indices. And we have further analysis shows they do about 2.5% per month alpha versus the indices. Down here you can see the summary of the back test. There were 500 trades. The total profit was 158,563 after commissions and slippage. That worked out to an average net profit a trade of 316, 466 wins, 35 losses, 93% win rate. Biggest win 1,600, biggest loss about 900, and 1.8 average reward to risk. The trades take about 18 days on average. About 34% of them had 2 layers, and when you take out margin costs, you don't see that in the chart here. They're about $17,000 on the average IB margin rate over the 3-year period. That takes the net profit down to about 140, which is how you get to this final account equity of about 200,000. So beautiful back test, very straight, gently climbing. Bottom left to top right equity curve, no ski slope, downdrafts. So you can see that it's a lot of very small trades that are consistently delivering you alpha. So it looks pretty great, right? Who wouldn't want to trade that? Let's take a look at what the components are, and we'll take a look at an example of a new top 50 pair star, and that's Lancaster Colony versus Post Holding. And as we mentioned before, we're doing a bit of a drill down into the packaged food segment to see whether we can find some great pairs in there. And we've done some analysis that shows some that look great. We haven't traded these before, and we're really looking forward to seeing how they perform. So over 3 years, there were 10 trades. The average correlation, again, was low, 26.45. So we usually like to see this over 50%. However, the average co-integration was 0.99, which is extremely highly co-integrated, which is what led us to, among other things, choose this pair. And the other things are that over those 10 trades in 3 years, it had a 100% win rate, giving you a compound annual growth rate of your capital in this pair of almost 12% with a maximum drawdown of only 3%. Average net profit to trade was almost 400, and the total net profit was 3,912. Lancaster Colony engages in the manufacture and sale of specialty food products, and Post Holdings is a consumer packaging goods holding company which engages in the operation of refrigerated food service, food ingredient, active nutrition, and private brand food categories. Basically, they are both making very similar products sold through very similar channels with very similar inputs. So fundamentally correlated businesses. And if we look at some of the items in the parametrics of the fundamental snapshot, we'll see, so they're in the same industry subsector, packaged foods, price ratios look good, not too extreme between the two. Beta is almost identical, and that's very, very important. Market cap is very, very close as well, very important. The earnings multiples and valuation metrics are somewhat different, but pretty close. PE of 27 versus 20, enterprise value EBITDA 10 versus 16, and one carries a dividend and the other doesn't, so that's something you want to keep an eye on if you're taking a trade over a dividend ex-dividend date. You can see the trades here, starting at the beginning of the period and at the end, all the way up to 3,900 in net profit. Every single trade, bang, 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 bang. Bottom left, top right, no major drawdowns. And here you can see just for the last year, the core ratio versus the moving average of the core ratio, which is what generates our signals. Here we had a single leg entry, very quickly exited a profit. Here we had a double leg entry, reasonably quickly exited at a profit. Here we had a single leg entry at a very big stretch and exited at a wonderful profit, and then the same thing over here as well. So in 1 year, this generated 1, 2, 3, 4 trades. One of them was a two-legged trade. The other 3 were single, but did an amazing job of delivering consistent profits and alpha. Sure, I can hear you now saying, okay, well, that's great. It's a back test. How about real world results? And let's just quickly dive into that. So the top 50 has been delivering consistent performance. The proof is in the profit. So let's have a reality check. In-sample backtests are insightful, but let's talk real world performance. We mentioned 31 out of 50 of the pairs have been auto-sample back tested for the last 13 months, and they've performed brilliantly. Those are all in the top 50. The live trading results, despite the usual gap between backtest and live results, the raw unfiltered live signals from our top 50, let's call it, pairs have shown remarkable performance. Most of the times we've delivered them over the last 6 or 7 years. So here's an example, August 14, 2023, plus 11 in the first 8 weeks. Again, plus 11 in the first 8 weeks in another set, plus 17 in the first 8 weeks on a third set, plus 9 in the first 5 weeks in another set, and plus 12 in the first 3 weeks on another set. So here you have the web links for every one of the analyses of those top 50 or top 30 pair sets that were launched and the type of performance that they delivered. We'd also highlight, if you jump onto our blog, there's a recent blog post of our research account, which is 118 pairs traded since January 1st this year, and you can see that they're doing extremely well. Finally, don't just take our word for it. Let's look at some of our user experiences about how the top 50 can elevate their trading. There's 25 different testimonials here. I'm just going to jump on a few that I think were most impressive to me. And that is, first off, thank you for sharing such a refined and sophisticated system with the retail sector. This is a professional approach to statistical arbitrage equity trading, and we've tried to take the mathematics and the discipline and stick it into a simple trading platform that allows anyone who spends a month of solid effort to really learn how to do this and execute it in well under an hour a day. The more time passes, the more I realize PTF is the best software available for pair trading. We like that. Shows that we're blowing our competition away. Thank you. I realize now that Pair Trade Finder is superior to any other stock selection methods I've ever seen. That's very high praise, and we love hearing stuff like that. So maybe just one more, and how about this one? Pairs trading gives you peace of mind and opportunity to make money. So you don't have to worry about the ups and downs of the market. You're just going for small, consistently profitable trades time and time again. That's the idea. So let's summarize. Your trading weapon awaits. Embark now with Pair Trade Finder. Don't just trade, dominate. Don't just participate, lead the trading pack. The path to trading mastery isn't just open, it's calling to you. Embrace the chance with Pair Trade Finder Ultimate Alpha 3, top 50 US stock pair stars. Get started today and transform your trading journey.